faster, faster, until she slammed her hands against the nose of the plane. Metal screamed, flames scattered, but the descent slowed, inch by inch, second by second. She forced it down until the jet finally hit the ocean with a massive splash, sliding across the water instead of exploding. Silence. Then the sound of people crying, laughing, cheering. Through the shattered cockpit glass, they saw her, Celestine, trembling, drenched, but smiling. A cold wind brushes across the rooftop. How poetic, isn't it? Two figures face each other under the moonlight, one bathed in radiant gold, the other cloaked in darkness. Hero and villain, meeting again for their final act. The blonde woman glaring at me like I ruined her entire week? That's Solaris, the ever-perfect A-class hero. And me? I'm Eclipse professional villain, part-time menace, and unfortunately hopelessly obsessed with her. She points her weapon at me, eyes sharp enough to cut through guilt itself. Your game ends here, she declares. Ah, music to my ears. So here I stand, caught red-handed again. A few hostages, a sprinkle of chaos, and suddenly everyone's calling me terrorist. Please, I've done worse before breakfast. But Solaris, she's everything a hero should be. Righteous, unyielding, gloriously bright. And I, somehow, woke up trapped in her world, destined to be her eternal nemesis. But here's the secret no one knows. Every battle, every explosion, every dramatic escape, it was all for her. Not that she'd ever understand that. Good job again, hero, I say with an exaggerated clap. You're really getting the hang of this. She glares back. I don't need your approval, you piece of trash. Ah, classic Solaris. Sharp tongue, softer heart. My powers are fading fast. One wrong move and we both fall. But isn't that what makes the scene perfect? Solaris, I whisper, this is my last act. You don't have to chase me anymore. Take care. Her eyes widen. Wait. And with one final smirk, I vanish into thin air. Curtain call. Her trembling eyes linger in my memory. Tell me, dear audience, was it love or just madness wearing a cape? Either way, the show must go on. A calm, sunny day. And there I was, alone on a rooftop, doing what every respectable villain apparently does, spying through windows like a total creep. Ugh, I muttered to myself. I really need a cigarette. Not that I had when I quit after falling into this world. Imagine quitting nicotine only to pick up murder instead. Truly inspiring. Anyway, black hair, black coat, black cape, the whole mysterious edgelord starter pack. With the half mask, I look like someone who just lost a cosplay contest. But in this world, that's fashion, because my dear viewers, this isn't Earth anymore. This is Solar City, home of heroes and villains, and I, Eclipse, the self-declared villain, just respawned here after reading the final chapter of this comic. I got telekinesis and teleportation out of it. Pretty cool, right? Except, compared to the walking nukes that call themselves heroes, I'm basically a magician with Wi-Fi lag. Still, I've read the story, I know the future, so I'll play dirty. I'll take out every big villain before they ever rise. Starting with Rhino. Cut to a quiet house. Our horn-headed psycho is munching bread, completely unaware that death is standing behind him in a fabulous cape. Goodbye, Rhino, I whisper and boom. Red confetti everywhere. You... Gross? Absolutely. Necessary? Also, yes. Rhino was destined to become an S-class slaughter machine. Now he's just meat decor. And of course, I left him a little love letter written in blood, naturally. Something subtle like, to Solaris death to those worse than me. Charming, right? Cut to Solaris, A-class hero, our golden girl staring at the crime scene. Her jaw tightens. Whoever did this is going to pay. Oh, if only she knew. Meanwhile, I'm at home on the couch, watching the news about myself. Apparently, the media now calls me A-class villain Eclipse. The internet? They love me. Finally, someone kills the bad guys. He's an anti-hero. Marry me, Eclipse. Ugh, please, I didn't sign up for a fan club. But there's a problem if they adore me, Solaris gets blamed. And I can't let my favorite heroine fall. So I'll fix it. I'll become the villain everyone hates. The one she can fight, defeat, and grow stronger because of. If this world needs a monster, then I'll play the part beautifully. And tonight, my grand debut begins. On every screen in the city, a masked man appears. Hello, residents of Solar City. And just like that, the curtain rises. A bright, sunny day, birds chirping, flowers pretending this is peaceful. But down by the Luma River, the water looks like it swallowed an evil grin. 2 cruise ships bob along, full of vacationers blissfully unaware that their selfie session is about to become a nightmare. Then, on every screen across the city, a masked man appears and speaks like he owns the broadcasting station. Hello, Luma City. Call me Eclipse. He boasts, brags that he took out a few big names already, and then drops the cheerful truth. Both ships have bombs. If no one does anything, they'll go up like fireworks nobody asked for. He gives the city a countdown. 10 minutes for Solaris, the A-class heroine, with the perfect hair to show up. Which of course she does. Hero landing, cape flutter, everything theater perfect. She folds her arms like she's in a portrait and asks him to remove the bombs. He teases, he winks. He's filming the whole thing because vanity is an essential villain accessory. Eclipse explains the game. In each ship's captain's cabin, there's a detonator. Press 1, and that ship survives while the other explodes. 30 minutes. Panic, selfishness, chaos. He's not here just to terrorize. He's orchestrating human instinct like a twisted conductor. Solaris stares, furious and confused. She expected moral clarity. Instead, people scream, beg, and, surprise, some agitators start shouting, "Press the button, what?" exactly as Eclipse planned. The onboard panic flips the script. Rather than remaining calm and moral, the crowd tilts towards self-preservation. Back at the Hero Guild's control room, wigs are nearly snatched off. Helicopters, standing by, and B-class heroes deployed. But the cabins are a mess. People are shouting, bargaining, and utterly predictable. The president of the guild wonders aloud what's happening, and the city learns the cost of spectacle. Attention becomes the villain's weapon. Meanwhile, on his rooftop throne, Eclipse watches the chaos bloom and grins. His debut wasn't just noise, it's a lesson. He doesn't want to be loved. He wants to be the monster Solaris must defeat, the very thing that will force her to grow. So tell me, audience, do you cheer the villain who exposes human selfishness, or do you side with the hero trying to hold humanity together? Either way, the show has only begun. Chaos in a cabin is the most revealing thing about people, isn't it? Screaming, shoving, fingers trembling over a button that promises survival for some and death for others. 2 ships, 2 bombs, 2 detonators, 2 mobs of humans suddenly auditioning for survival instinct. I, Eclipse, set the stage exactly like a twisted social experiment. My agitators shout, spread panic, and then watch as rational thought melts into pure, sour panic. "Press it! Press it now!" they cry. Perfect. The plan was to turn reason into hysteria, to make selfishness spread like a virus. And yet, humans are complicated. At first, the panic takes hold. People claw and shout. Then, as minutes tick by, a creeping realization spreads. The other ship hasn't pressed anything either. Logic begins to tug at the crowd. The theater of fear starts to lose its actors. From my rooftop, I watch the display I rigged. Pre-recorded scenes, cut mobile signals, agitators doing their work. It's messy, but it's alive. I glance at Solaris across the way, golden hair, red suit, a portrait of composure, even while the world frays. She looks as pretty as ever. Dangerous, too. She expected collapse. She expected selfishness. Instead, she sees hesitation and then a speech. Under my camera's glare, Solaris steps up and speaks directly to the people. Remind them that the person beside them is someone's family, someone's hope. She calls for trust. It's simple, corny, and it lands like a warm hand on a cold shoulder. Miracle? No, direction. I planted some players in the crowd, but her words nudged fear back into sense. Tears, thrown detonators, hugs on deck. The cameras eat it up. Hero saves the day, humanity claps. I pretend to be stunned. I play my part, aghast, betrayed, theatrical. Inside, I'm calculating. If everyone praises Solaris, she grows. If she grows, perhaps she won't have to suffer the harsh arcs I read in the comic. If she grows, then maybe my role as villain becomes the sharp lesson the story needs. The rooftop wind bites, and there I am, Eclipse, laughing like a man who just lost his last brain cell. This can't be happening. Humanity isn't this noble, I scream into the night, pretending to lose my mind. Of course, the truth. The captains threw the detonators into the sea because I told them to. But shh, that's a secret between me and my co-conspirators. Across from me stands Solaris, her golden hair glowing under the city lights, expression calm, too calm. To the watching nation, it looks like her speech inspired unity. To me, it's the perfect ending to an act I directed. So I play my part. Humanity won because of you, I yell, laughing maniacally like an overdramatic stage villain. Inside, I'm dying of secondhand embarrassment. Solaris keeps her distance. She knows I'm still holding the detonators. And honestly, I don't blame her. A single twitch from me, and this whole building could light up like New Year's Eve. I bow slightly, forcing a smile. You really surprised me this time, but next time I won't go easy on you. Then, with a grin to the camera poof, I vanish into thin air. Teleportation never felt so exhausting. Fast forward to the next day. News headlines everywhere scream about me, the telekinetic terror, masked villain Eclipse, the madman who hijacked national TV. Honestly, I should start charging royalties for using my name. The Hero Association holds a big meeting. Men in suits, folders everywhere, dramatic lighting like a cheap detective movie. They analyze my powers, telekinesis, teleportation, maybe hacking. They're not sure, but one thing's certain. I've just become their most fascinating problem. And of course, everyone notices my obsession with Solaris. They whisper, "Why her?" Even Solaris can only shrug. "I don't know," she says, pretending she's not the sun my story revolves around. Meanwhile, the great and fearsome villain. Yeah, I'm lying in my tiny apartment, groaning on the bed. Teleporting drains everything out of me. Villainy may look glamorous, but honestly, it's just a lot of planning, acting, and pretending you're not completely exhausted afterward. The curtain rises on a very pathetic scene. Our magnificent villain Eclipse lies face down on his bed. I think I'm dying," he groans. Turns out, even world-class masterminds can pull a muscle from teleporting too much. Tragic. After a glorious 12-hour coma, he wakes up, sore, rumpled, and greeted by the sight of his own masked face plastered across every TV channel. And news-wide, who is the villain Eclipse? Two experts debate his existence like he's some cryptid, part hacker, part psychic, part chaos gremlin. And Eclipse? He just stares and mutters, "Wow, Mom, I'm on TV. Oh wait, you don't exist here." Celebrity status achieved, prison sentence pending. He shuffles to his laptop in a wrinkled black robe, opens the news. And, oh dear, he's trending everywhere. Apparently, hijacking national broadcasts gets you attention. Who knew? I should have gotten sponsors, he mumbles. Maybe plastered a soda logo on those ships. The comments call him terrifying, brilliant, and unhinged. He reads everyone, grinning like a man who's both proud and tired of himself. Step 1 complete, make the world remember his name. Step 2, promote his favorite hero, Solaris. After all, what's a villain without his shining counterpart? Now the nation adores her, not for beauty but for courage. Exactly as Eclipse planned. See, he's a helpful terrorist. He stretches, cracking his back. No rest for geniuses, time for the next act. The plan? Remove rival villains. Stage new terror shows with 0 casualties, of course. Because Eclipse may be dramatic, but he's not heartless. He pulls out his phone and calls his secret partner, Rain, a pint-sized hacker with a big attitude. Hey, big bro just woke up, she chirps, see you alive? Barely, he sighs. On my way. Rain begins to fall as he walks through the city, umbrella in hand. He reaches an ordinary house, taps in a code 13 digits long, because villains never make it simple, and sinks underground on a hidden lift. Below, glowing monitors line the walls. It looks less like a lair and more like a sci-fi movie set. At the center sits Rain, legs swinging, surrounded by blinking screens. She smirks. Welcome back, boss. Easy job yesterday. Eclipse ruffles her hair. Easy! You hijacked national television. Her lips twitch upward, flattery successful. But then, her face hardens. You might want to see this. The monitors flash breaking news. Eclipse's followers launch bomb. Attacks in Inchin. His grin freezes. Followers? I don't have followers. And just like that, the show isn't over. It's only the next act. Nothing ruins a perfectly crafted public image like fans who start blowing things up. On the monitors, chaos fills the screen. Masked lunatics calling themselves Eclipse's followers, claiming devotion while setting off bombs in downtown Inchin. I, Eclipse, watch in disgust. Excuse me, my followers. The audacity. They even caused casualties. Unacceptable. I may be a villain, dramatic, dangerous, delightful, but never a killer of innocence. This isn't villainy. It's barbarism wearing my name. Beside me, my pint-sized partner Rain spins in her chair, already hacking the crisis feed. I knew you'd be furious, she says, handing me a phone. Prepped a live channel for you. Time to take the stage again. I sigh. 2 nights in a row, even celebrities get rest days. Cut to the Hero Association, pure panic. 300 hostages, an agent reports. Is Eclipse behind this? They don't know that I'm actually on my way there not to join, but to end it. Even Solaris, my golden-haired rival, watches from a rooftop, muttering, "That lunatic's streaming again, isn't he?" Yes, I am. Cue the live broadcast trending #1, comments exploding. Oh no, not again. Wait, this is live? Eclipse, you mad genius! And buried between the chaos, one message stands out. Someone stop him. Or watch history. Camera floating beside me via telekinesis, I stride into the building. Inside, dozens of copycats dressed like me, masks and all, cheering. Eclipse, our hero's here, they shout. Oh, how mortifying. Is this what fame feels like? I scan the room, hostages trembling, guns shaking. Rain's voice buzzes through my earpiece. 3 o'clock, the guy with the detonator. Perfect! Showtime! I drop my head, start laughing quiet at first, then louder until the air itself vibrates. Ha ha, ha 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 ha. You think you're my followers? The crowd freezes. Then, with one smooth motion, I raise my hand, 2 quick gunshots echo through the lobby. The leader and his detonator-wielding friend collapse instantly. Silence. Even the hostages forget to breathe. I holster my weapon, straighten my coat, and smile. Lesson 1, I say softly. If you use my name to hurt the innocent, you're not my followers. You're my next target. The chat explodes, the heroes stare, and the world realizes Eclipse may be a villain. But even villains have rules. Bullets ricochet, and when the smoke clears, only one follower remains. A trembling woman, mask cracked, tears in her eyes. Step by step I approach. She stammers, Please, I'm sorry. I tilt her chin up, peel away her mask. Pretty. Too pretty. For a moment my heart wavers, but no, stay loyal. Eclipse, your heart belongs to Solaris. I whisper, do you understand what you did? She sobs. We acted without your permission. I was wrong. Her voice breaks into full-on wailing, echoing through the hall. And from the live chat, LOL, he's trash. Is this romance or murder? Fantastic. I'm giving moral lessons and they're treating it like reality TV. Sometimes I wonder who the real villains are, me or the people watching. 300 people. 300. A whole crowd of trembling hostages staring at me like I'm some kind of final boss. To be fair, I did just wipe out 7 terrorists in front of them, so fair reaction. And the woman beside me, still crying, loudly. Wow. I rub my temple. Miss, I swear, if you don't stop crying, I will shoot you. She immediately shoves her fist in her mouth and muffles herself. Ah, blessed silence. Anyway, back to my lovely audience. I glance at the camera streaming everything live. Chat's already exploding. Is he gonna kill everyone? No way. He's apologizing. Why is this villain polite? Exactly. You're not ready for villain etiquette. I step forward, bow deeply 90 degrees, perfectly balanced by telekinesis, and declare, Everyone, I sincerely apologize for this incident. Though I didn't commit this terrorism myself, I take full responsibility. Gasps, shock, chat meltdown. Excuse me, what villain apologizes? Is this a PR stunt? Oh, but I'm not done. Each of you, I continue, will receive 1,000 credits in compensation. Please check your accounts. And the chat erupts. Hold on, he's paying the hostages? Mom, I want to be a hostage too. Is this charity or chaos? I can't help but smirk. I'll also send 10,000 credits to the families of the deceased. Don't worry, I already have your banking info. Behind my earpiece, my hacker partner Rain sighs. You really didn't have to mention the banking part, boss. Oops, too late. The crowd's silent, too stunned to move. I turn to the sobbing woman still clinging to life behind me. "Come along, my dear," I say, scooping her up effortlessly. She squeaks, flailing like a startled kitten. "Everyone else," I say to the hostages, "have a wonderful evening. Try not to join any cults next time." Then I snap my fingers, cloak swirling, and we vanish. Camera feed cuts. Chat floods one last time. Broadcast ended. 6/10 ending, but 10/10 villain. He's literally a hero with drama issues. Cut to a cozy cafe the next day. A girl with blonde hair scrolls through the headlines on her phone. A villain who apologizes and pays damages. The rise of Eclipse. She sighs, whispering, "Eclipse? What are you really planning?" She doesn't realize it yet, but this villain has already become the nation's newest obsession. Meet Haru Shin, third-year student, Yonhwa University. Pretty, polite, and perfectly ordinary, except she's secretly the nation's top hero, codenamed Starlight. By day, she's sipping mango smoothies and pretending to study. By night, she's punching meteors out of the sky. But between you and me, her attendance record is tragic. She's skipped orientation, festivals, every single party. Basically, if there's free food, Haru's missing it. That's the price of being a secret hero. Still, her life isn't too bad. Seoul only gets hit by terrorism once every 2 weeks. Totally peaceful. Now, as she stirs her drink, she can't stop thinking about one name, Eclipse. At first, she thought he was just another egotistical freak, a brat with powers who wanted attention. A look at me, I'm so dark type of villain, her least favorite kind. But then, she saw what he did. He took down his own followers, he apologized to hostages. He literally sent them money. Money? What kind of villain apologizes and refunds terrorism? Now Haru's confused. Is he evil or just morally complicated with a flair for drama? She remembers how unpredictable he was, the kind of man who hijacks live TV just to make a point. The kind who disappears with a sarcastic smile. And worst of all, he keeps saying her name. Her cheeks flush as she mutters, "What's your deal, Eclipse? You know too much. You know villains' hideouts, bank accounts. Are you even human?" One thing's certain, he's now living rent-free in her head. And Haru vows quietly, "What? I'll find out who you are. No matter what." Cut to a basement somewhere in Seoul. A hidden lair glowing with blue LED lights and chaos. Eclipse sneezes. "Tisk! Someone must be gossiping about me." A tiny silver-haired hacker looks up from her computer. "Or maybe because you haven't showered, boss." "Excuse me? I'm a clean villain." Their argument echoes through the lair, which now houses 3 people. Eclipse, the bratty genius hacker, Rain, and the trembling ex-follower, Subin, the girl he accidentally kidnapped last episode. Eclipse sighs dramatically. "Why is my evil lair turning into a daycare?" Rain rolls her eyes. "Because you keep adopting strays, boss." The villain rubs his temples, muttering, "Fine. Ego-based daycare it is." Our self-proclaimed villain, Eric's, is rolling on the cold steel floor, crying out like a wounded puppy. "Ah, my body, my soul, my everything hurts," he groans dramatically. Across the room, the young genius hacker, Nira, doesn't even flinch. "Stop being a drama queen," she says flatly, clicking away on her keyboard. "You just teleported twice. You'll live." See? No sympathy in this house. You'd think an underground base filled with glowing monitors and high-tech gadgets would inspire awe, but Eric's is too busy whining to notice. Poor thing. Even villains need recovery time, you know. Oh, and who's that sitting awkwardly in the corner? A woman with long black hair and eyes that look like she's already given up on life? Soren. She was one of Eric's so-called followers. Emphasis on so-called because apparently she joined the villain fan club by accident. Nira swivels her chair, looks Soren dead in the eye, and drops a bombshell. "Your parents worked for the Han-eun group, didn't they?" Boom! The atmosphere changes instantly, Ace. Soren freezes, her hands tremble, and then Nira's tone softens. Not much, just a little. "I'm going to destroy that company. They ruined my life. Help me do it." And just like that, tears, hugging, emotional bonding. These two just formed a sisterhood of revenge in under a minute. Honestly, I'm impressed. Meanwhile, Eric's, still lying on the floor like a forgotten blanket, just blinks in confusion. What's happening? Did I miss the script change? Ah, the chaos of teamwork. Now, 3 souls share one lair. A dramatic villain who just wants attention, a middle school genius with trust issues, and a traumatized hacker seeking vengeance. What could possibly go wrong? Beat. Everything, obviously. Our favorite over-the-top villain, Egostic, is back, this time staking out a luxurious white mansion. His target? An A-class villain known as Teleporter. The name says it all. The guy pops in and out of places like a glitching NPC, robbing banks for fun. Egostic sighs behind cover. Great, another fraud with mobility perks. Still, he knows he has to take this guy down before things spiral, like in the comic's future chapters. He taps his earpiece. Soyun, should we go in now? Her voice crackles through, equal parts genius and sass. Ha! Just follow the plan. Throw the tracker. Shoot him. Boom. Done. Egostic protests, mumbling something about spy movies and bumping shoulders. Saturn immediately cuts him off. Nope. My gadgets are faster than bullets. You just don't get science. Ouch. Ego damage too. Finally, he teleports straight into the mansion's living room and immediately locks eyes with his target. Both scream. Both panic. Both move at the same time. Egostic fires, the tracking device flies, and bam! Teleporter vanishes. Soyun yells in his ear, "Tracker's on him! Go, go, go!" Cue the teleport chase sequence through downtown Seoul. Egostic blinks into a crowded street, cape fluttering, citizens gasping. Wait, is that Egostic? Why is he out here? He ignores the attention, scanning the crowd until he spots the bleeding teleporter stumbling away. Victory feels close. Too close. But before he can finish the job, his rival disappears again. Egostic smirks. So you want to play tag? Fine, let's dance. Meanwhile, the Hero Association's phone lines light up. Yes, hello, Egostic just appeared downtown again. And just like that, chaos spreads faster than a trending hashtag. Oh ho! Seoul streets are in absolute chaos again, and guess who's trending at #1? That's right, #Egostic. Videos are everywhere. Is he filming a movie? Run away! Dark Hero Mango Stick, take me. The internet's having a collective meltdown while Egostic is, well, chasing a bleeding teleporting maniac across downtown. Our dear fugitive, teleporter Kim Hak-chul, is barely holding it together. Blood pouring, powers flickering, yet he still thinks, why me? I only robbed a few banks and killed a few people. Oh yes, poor misunderstood criminal. But behind him, Egostic's voice echoes like a stage actor mid-performance. A-class villain teleporter, trash goes in the trash can. He's practically narrating his own boss fight while the crowd films it all like a live concert. Finally, the chase ends. Teleporter collapses, begging for mercy. Egostic smirks under his mask, then dramatically turns to the crowd. Everyone, this garbage stole billions and killed 4 innocent people. Should we spare him? The crowd screams back, kill him! And in the most ironic twist ever, the villain gets a standing ovation for murdering another villain. Bang. One shot. The applause erupts, cameras roll, and Egostic bows like a star after a theater show. Then reality hits him. Wait, why are they clapping? I'm literally a villain. He even teases the crowd. What if I shoot you all next? They freeze. He laughs. Kidding. I only kill bad guys with advance notice. Ah, yes, the gentleman villain himself. Chaotic but with ethics. Just as he's about to leave, tired and smug, a familiar voice thunders from above. Egostic. He looks up. Golden hair, hero aura stardust. Egostic sighs. Wait, why are you here again? Cue dramatic zoom, crowd gasps, and a cliffhanger fit for prime time. Ah, the sweet sound of chaos in the city. Our beloved menace, Egostic, just finished turning one A-class villain into confetti, and who decides to make a dramatic entrance? Stardust! The nation's golden girl, glowing like justice itself, and glaring like she's ready to vaporize someone. Egostic looks up like a fan meeting his idol in real life. Stardust? Yes, darling, she's here, red latex, sweat glistening, pure fury. He's practically swooning, meanwhile she's about 2 seconds away from throwing hands midair. But Egostic, being the theatrical trash king that he is, starts arguing philosophy in the middle of a crime scene. "Oh, I just did what heroes should have done. I'm cleaning up the trash." And Stardust nearly explodes. Her forehead veins could power a small city. And then the crowd turns on her. "Why is she scolding him? He just helped." "Excuse me? Hello? Did y'all forget he's literally a villain?" Suddenly, everyone's defending Agostic like he's some misunderstood sweetheart. Humanity.exe has stopped working. Realizing things are spiraling, Agostic tries damage control. "Oh, I'll keep doing bad things. Don't worry, I'm still evil. Haha." And then Poofman teleports away mid-PR disaster. Cut to home base. Poor guy collapses like a drained phone battery. Seowon and Subin rush in, dragging him to his recovery pod, whining the whole way. And the moment he's finally out cold, the internet's already voting. Do you prefer the sexy villain Mango Stick or that stuck-up Stardust? Guess who's winning? Spoiler, not the heroine. Congratulations, Agostic. Oh, you've officially become the people's favorite friendly villain. Somewhere out there, Stardust is screaming into her pillow. "Oh dear, citizens of chaos, our favorite villain, Agostic, is facing a crisis. He's become too loved. Yes, you heard me right. The man who blew up ships and shot criminals is now trending as Korea's favorite hero. The internet's on fire with comments like, 'Agostic's better than Stardust. Recruit Mango Stick as a hero.' Ah yes, truly, the moral collapse of society served with a side of memes." Meanwhile, poor Stardust is getting roasted alive in comment sections. One fan even said, "She's only got her face going for her." Oof. Justice may be blind, but the internet? It's just cruel. Cut to Agostic, staring at his own fan cafe with horror. Thousands of members worshipping him like he's some K-pop star. He's like, "This isn't what I wanted." He wanted to raise Stardust's popularity. Instead, he accidentally tanked her reputation and became the country's new icon. Truly, the path to villainy is paved with good PR. Anyway, our overdramatic king decides enough is enough. If people won't hate him naturally, he'll give them a reason. He slams the desk, grabs his mic, and declares, "Time to remind everyone what a real villain looks like." Seowon just sighs in the background, already regretting life choices. And Subin, she's peeling apples like nothing's wrong, because living with Agostic means chaos is the default. Then breaking news! He's live on every screen again, standing on a windy bridge like a drama protagonist. "Long time no see, my fellow citizens. Your likable villain, Agostic, has returned." Oh, he's smiling now. But something tells me this time, the show won't end with applause. Poor Stardust, the nation's golden hero. Can't even scroll her phone without being roasted alive. Everywhere she looks, forums, comments, social media, it's all the same. What has Stardust even done? Excuse me? She's literally saving people between college assignments and panic attacks. But no! Ever since Agostic showed up, the public's logic has gone on vacation. He blows up one ship, defeats a terrorist, kills another villain, and somehow, everyone treats him like a celebrity. Now there's fan cafes, merch, hashtags. Meanwhile, Stardust, getting blamed for doing her job right. Even the Hero Association's smiling about it. Thanks to Agostic, things are calmer lately. Girl, I'd quit too if my coworkers thanked a terrorist for lowering crime rates. She sits there, drinking a mango frappe, wondering what cosmic joke she's living in until the phone rings. "Stardust, turn on the TV! Agostic's back and he called you out again." And just like that, she's up. No more sighing, no more pity party. Time to work. Cut to Agostic standing on a cliff, broadcasting himself live to the entire country, like a drama villain with Wi-Fi. "Hello, my fellow citizens. It's your likable villain, Agostic." He laughs, bows, monologues. You know, the usual while reading the chat in real time. And the comments? Utter chaos. "Mango Stick, Mango Stick, Mango Stick, what? Is this a fan event?" Even he's regretting opening the live chat mid-terrorism. Then his voice drops. The air turns heavy. "I think you've all forgotten something. I'm not a hero, I'm a villain." And to prove it, he unveils his latest project. On the train tracks below, 5 people tied on one side, 1 person on the other, and a single lever that decides who lives. The legendary Trolley Dilemma live on TV. "So, Stardust," he says calmly, "come here. Let's see your moral judgment." Millions watch, the chat's going wild, and Stardust rushing through the sky again, probably wondering how her life turned into a live philosophy class. Terrorism. Sounds easy, right? Throw a bomb, cause chaos, cue the screaming. Except our villain. Egostic treats it like an engineering thesis. He's out here carefully planning his evil, from avoiding CCTVs to finding volunteers to tie on train tracks. Real citizens? Too messy. So he kidnaps actual criminals. See? Ethical terrorism? Totally fine. Even his crew is wild. Subin, quiet genius, knocks out a train driver and pilots the train herself. How? Oh, she just learned from a simulator. This girl can drive planes, trains, and probably your career into the ground. Meanwhile, Agostic's panicking, but proud. All this effort, just to make the public fear me again and make Stardust look good. He's literally risking his life to fix her PR. Then she arrives. Stardust, blonde hair flowing, landing like divine judgment. And Agostic? Starstruck. He's supposed to be evil, but he's just standing there simping. "Oh, the star of the day. Miss Stardust, you're finally here." She's fuming. "You punk! What the hell are you doing?" Their banter sounds like two cosplayers who forgot they're in public. Agostic tries to sound menacing, waving a detonator. "If you don't pull the lever, 5 people die. If you do, 1 dies. Choose wisely." Meanwhile, the live stream chat is chaos, mango stick supremacy. She's just jealous of Egostic. And somewhere in the corner, someone's spamming, "Release Kim Sun-woo." Stardust stands there, jaw clenched, the train roaring closer. Everyone expects her to pull the lever. But the Stardust we know, she doesn't play by that game. Instead, she charges headfirst toward the train. Egostic's team panics, thinking she's lost it. But he knows she's not here to hurt anyone. She's going to stop the train herself. And as the metal beast races forward, he screams into the mic. "No way! Stardust doing a hero's choice and a villain's chaos." Both ready to crash head-on, the train roared down the tracks like an iron beast, and she ran straight toward it. Everyone watching thought the same thing. She's gone mad! But not me. I believed in her. Down below, I, Lucienne, self-proclaimed villain extraordinaire, was shouting like a maniac. "Wait! Era, stop! You'll be crushed!" The chat was exploding with chaos. "She's crazy! That train's going 140. Bro, this villain looks more panicked than the hero." They weren't wrong. I was panicking, and also a little thrilled. Because this was my plan. Not for her to die, never that. I wanted to push Era, the righteous heroine, past her limits. The stronger her suffering, the stronger she becomes. That's the cruel truth of this world. And if someone's going to make her suffer, better it be me, the one who'll never truly let her fall. Then it happened. A deafening crash. Dust swallowed the world. And when it cleared, she was standing. Bruised, trembling, but standing. The crowd went wild. "Era! Era! Era!" No casualties again. This villain's insane. Even I couldn't hide my grin. "Yes, oh no, how tragic." When I reached her, she was barely conscious, whispering, "You idiot." And before she could faint, I smiled. "Good job, hero. You saved everyone. I'll take my leave." As I vanished, the internet broke out in rumors of a villain and a hero caught in a love scandal. Well, I'll take that headline. So picture this. Lucian, our ever-dramatic villain, builds a moral test straight out of philosophy class. A classic trolley dilemma, 5 lives on one track, 1 on the other. Most people panic. But Era, she doesn't pull the lever. She stops the train with her bare hands. The entire country goes wild. The internet crashes. Heroes cheer, villains sulk, and Lucian? He's absolutely losing his mind behind the camera. Not because the plan failed. Oh no, because it worked too well. Era's fame skyrockets. And for once, people are actually calling her a hero again. And just when Lucian thinks life can't get more ridiculous, a breaking news headline appears. Lucian Era, the forbidden love scandal. Cut to Lucian sitting on his couch, watching TV with a face that screams existential crisis. The hosts are analyzing his every move like it's a rom-com. Was his message written in blood? A confession? Did you see how gently he closed her eyes? Clearly, they're in love. Lucien's reaction? Throwing the remote at the screen, yelling, "What kind of nonsense?" Meanwhile, his tech partner Lyra is crying from laughter beside him. Turns out one of the reporters leading the love theory was actually part of Lucien's fan club, the Mango Union. He got suspended for the outburst, but also got a bonus for record-breaking ratings. And that, my dear audience, is how one villain's master plan ended not with chaos, but with the nation shipping him with his mortal enemy. The end of the world, indeed. Ah, what a chaotic day for our golden hero, Seraphina Dawn. After surviving that whole train fiasco, you'd think she'd finally get a break, but no, the poor girl just found herself screaming at her TV. Why? Because the entire country now thinks she's dating her arch-nemesis, Eclipser, the nation's most charming villain. Yes, really. The media's losing their minds over their love story, and Seraphina, she's one juice box away from a breakdown. Even her favorite mango drink now reminds her of that infuriating man. "My mind is corrupted," she groans. Oh, the drama. And the funniest part, the internet's gone full fan club mode. They call him Mango King. People are even making memes like, "If you're a true citizen, support Eclipser." I mean, what happened to justice? Meanwhile, Seraphina's just trying to live her life until her friend drags her to, of all things, an ice cream festival. Because yes, nothing heals existential hero confusion like frozen desserts. But across town, guess who's also going? That's right, our villain Eclipser and his two partners in crime, Luna the genius hacker and Mira the ever-calm assistant. They think it's just a casual outing, a harmless little trip. Oh, but destiny loves chaos, doesn't it? Seraphina's trying to forget him. Eclipser's trying to relax. And both of them are unknowingly heading to the same place. I can already smell the sweet disaster brewing. Ice cream, awkward encounters, and a sprinkle of fate. What could possibly go wrong? Ah, the weather today is absolutely divine. Warm breeze, clear skies, and for once, our favorite so-called villain, Dalen Crown, has stepped outside his lair. It's been, what, a week since his last public performance? Alongside him strolls his genius partner, Seren, and the ever-timid Rin. After being cooped up in their underground base, even Dalen looks delighted to bask in the sunlight. Humans need vitamin D, he mutters, pretending to be scientific, but really he's just happy to be out. Seren, of course, is scolding him. "You're wearing black again?" And Dalen, with the confidence of a man who owns several black coats, replies, "Black is for men." Smooth, tragic, and entirely Dalen. Their destination? The legendary 13th International Ice Cream Festival, where calories don't count and dignity melts faster than chocolate under the sun. Seren's eyes sparkle as she drags them to a booth. "Rice ice cream," she cries. Dalen takes a skeptical bite in surprise. It doesn't taste like instant rice at all. Rin turns bright red when offered a bite, mumbling something about indirect contact. "Oh, Rin, it's just ice cream, not a confession." The trio wander from booth to booth, sampling flavors from around the world: wasabi, steak, even booger ice cream. Don't ask. Rin lost a bet and regretted her life choices instantly. Then Dalen spots something truly horrifying. An entire stall selling Crown ice cream, complete with a chocolate mask design and, insult of insults, a mango center. Seren and Rin are laughing so hard they can barely stand. "You have to buy it," they insist, and Dalen, defeated by peer pressure, buys a scoop of himself. Will the seller ever know, he sighs, that the real Crown just ate his own face? As if that weren't humiliating enough, he's challenged to a dart game to win a 10-layer ice cream tower for Seren. But before he can cheat with telekinesis, someone steps up beside him. Golden hair, perfect posture, eyes like starlight. Aurora Vale, the nation's radiant heroine. And in that moment, Dalen freezes. The villain just met his hero at an ice cream festival. Oh, fate, you deliciously cruel playwright. At the Grand Ice Cream Festival, the nation's golden heroine, Aurora Vale, arrives with her cheerful senior, Mira Che. Off, chatting, laughing, and tasting every flavor under the sun. Aurora doesn't usually get to relax like this. Being a hero means living behind walls, always studying, training, saving lives. Mira's one of her few real friends, and today feels like a breath of normal life. But fate has other plans. As they wander through the booths, Mira points excitedly, "Look, There's Aurora's nemesis, Crown Ice Cream. Aurora's smile freezes. Of all the places to find that villain's name. But Mira, bless her oblivious heart, just buys a cone and laughs about joining the Mango Union. Aurora sighs, snapping a photo of her friend. Even here, she can't escape that man. Meanwhile, at the exact same booth, our charming troublemaker Dalen Crown is trying very hard not to panic. He came for ice cream, not a heart attack, but across the booth stands the one person who could expose everything. Aurora Vale, in civilian clothes. Dalen freezes, sweat trickling down his back. His partners, Seren and Rin, sense danger too. If Aurora realizes who he is, they're done for. They try to play it cool. "Haha, just throwing darts," Dalen says, voice trembling. Aurora, oblivious, watches her friend Mira dominate the dart game like a pro. The prize, a ridiculous 10-layer ice cream tower, a wobbling monument to poor physics. Before he can escape, the ground shakes. A deafening roar echoes across the festival. People scream and scatter as a massive green monster bursts from the crowd, Crocodon, an A-class villain built like a fortress with a tail sharp enough to split steel. "Come out, Aurora Vale!" the beast bellows, shaking the air itself. Dalen grabs his two allies and pulls them into cover. He's ready to teleport them to safety, but something stops him. He knows how this story plays out. If Aurora fights unprepared, she'll expose her identity and ruin her future. He grits his teeth. "No, I won't let her suffer that fate again." And with that, Dalen vanishes into the shadows, only to reappear moments later as the masked villain, Ego, the man who challenges heroes and rewrites destiny. Somewhere in the distance, the news lights up. Breaking report, the mysterious villain, Ego, has gone live. And so begins another battle, one that will shake both fate and the festival itself. The festival that began with laughter now sounds like chaos. Buildings cracked, streets shattered, and at the center of it all stood a towering monster, scales glinting under the sunlight. Dalen Crown, our charmingly chaotic villain, peers from the rooftop and sighs. "Oh no, it's him!" The beast roars, "Aurora Vale, come out and face me!" Ah, yes, the infamous Crocodon, a man-turned monster with the personality of a temper tantrum and the strength of a tank. He shouldn't even exist in this timeline. Dalen knows it, this villain's appearance wasn't supposed to happen yet. And to make it worse, Crocodon's shouting nonsense about Aurora and Dalen's relationship. Dalen rolls his eyes. "Excuse me? We're not even official!" As Crocodon smashes through the city, Dalen's brain works faster than ever. Aurora's nearby, but she can't reveal her identity without her hero gear. If she jumps in now, the world will know her face. He's seen how badly that ends in the original story. Not again, not on his watch. So what does our villain do? He steps up to protect the very hero meant to stop him. A real paradox, but that's Dalen for you. Moments later, loud rock music echoes from the rooftops. The camera turns, and there he is, cape fluttering, mic in hand, live on stream. "Good evening, citizens. Your favorite not-so-evil villain Ego has arrived." The chat goes wild. "Is that Mango Stick? He's dancing again? Why is this so fun to watch?" Dalen grins through the chaos. "Listen up, Crocodon. You're surrounded. Surrender peacefully." The monster glares up. "Who are you supposed to be?" "I'm the one you just insulted on livestream. Thank you very much." The giant charges straight for him, scaling the building like an oversized lizard. Dalen watches unimpressed. Does he not know elevators exist? The creature lands with a thud, roaring, "I'll crush you." Dalen smirks, vanishing in a blink, teleporting around the rooftop like a teasing ghost. The villain rages, spinning in circles. And when Dalen finally reappears behind him, he taps the back of the monster's head and says calmly, "Really? That's your plan?" And that, dear viewers, is how the self-proclaimed villain of the century ends up saving the city. Again. And here we are again, dear viewers, on the world's weirdest rooftop barbecue. Except the meat's still alive and very, very angry. "Come back here and fight me like a man," Crocodon bellows. "Oh, you're 3 meters tall and built like a fortress," Dalen replies. "That's not manly, that's suicide." The livestream chat explodes. He called him a mosquito. Mango Stick. Mosky Stick confirmed, how is this villain stronger than a tank? But Dalen's not even sweating. Are you gonna keep roaring or should I call pest control? Crocodon snarls. Apparently logic isn't his strong point, and charges again. Dalen teleports away mid-stride, holding a mic like he's still hosting a concert. Finally, Dalen yells, "Wait! Time out! Why are you even attacking me?" And Crocodon, completely serious, shouts back, "Because you like Aurora Vale? She's mine!" Dalen just blinks. Are you insane? This isn't a dating sim. The chat loses it. Villain love triangle arc, let's go. We got married villain edition. The argument gets so loud, Dalen forgets he's still alive. And then, whoosh! Crocodon fires a massive water cannon straight from his mouth. Dalen barely teleports away in time. Oh, come on! Since when do crocodiles shoot water? Enough games. Dalen drops his showman grin, unties the sack on his back, and raises a hand. Guns, dozens of them, levitate into the air around him, glinting under the sun. All right, big guy, let's turn this barbecue up a notch. He snaps his fingers. Bang, bang, bang. A storm of bullets engulfs Crocodon, smoke and dust swallowing the roof. The chat spams emojis. He's done for. Main dish served. When the smoke clears, Crocodon's still standing. Not even a scratch. Did you think I'd fall to toys like that? He laughs. Dalen smirks from above. Oh, you're right, he says. I promised I'd see you in hell. Smash! A bottle crashes on Crocodon's head. Green mist pours out, wrapping around him. He sniffs and screams in agony. Dalen dusts his hands, floating midair. Physical attacks don't work. Then let's get chemical. Bon appetit, baby croc. And there it is, the mighty Crocodon, twitching on the floor, foaming like a soda can someone shook too hard. Our glorious troublemaker, Dalen Crown, watches him flop around in the poison mist, tilting his head. Is he dead? Or just really bad at acting? He shrugs. Well, everyone, another one's gone to villain heaven. Thank you, thank you. The livestream chat goes insane. Dalen saves the day again. Hero Association who? Villain? More like Saint Dalen. Of course, our dear villain didn't mean to help anyone. He says, I didn't do this for justice. He insulted me publicly. I simply restored order. My order. Ah, yes. Truly the most petty of saints. Still coughing from the toxic gas, Dalen mutters, Someone else can clean this up. I'm clocking out. He straps on a gas mask, scoops up his floating guns one by one, and sighs like a man paying taxes. Then, whoosh! A golden streak cuts across the sky. It's Aurora Vale, arriving breathless and shining. She sees the fallen Crocodon, then turns to Dalen, stunned. Did you take him down? Dalen grins. Yup. He insulted me on live TV, so I taught him manners. Aurora just stares, caught between disbelief and resignation. Because really, what do you even say to that? Then Dalen's tone softens. Just a little. He mutes the camera feed and tells her quietly, why, next time don't reveal your face like this. The world's not kind enough to let you do that. Aurora freezes, speechless, but before she can respond, he unmutes, turns back to the audience and beams. And that's all for today. A big event's coming next month, so stay tuned. Bye-bye, Tilda. He teleports away mid-wave, ignoring her calling after him. Cut to a dark underground base. Dalen collapses to his knees, coughing blood. Oh, guess overworking's a villain thing too. And just before blacking out, he hears a faint voice call, Dalen? Later, the world explodes with headlines. Crocodon defeated no casualties. Villain stops terror attack before heroes arrive. Villain Dalen, the legend of a dangerous hero. Meanwhile, Aurora replays his warning in her mind. Don't reveal your face, your life will be very difficult. She clenches her fists. Just what exactly is he planning? They even gave him a fan named Mango Stick. Yes, really, the internet is doomed. Scrolling through posts, Stardust can't believe it. People adore the villain who's caused her nothing but headaches. And yet, even the association president says, he's not so bad. He reduces crime. Maybe let him be. She wants to agree, but deep down she can't. Because behind all his theatrics, Egostic is unpredictable, dangerous, and somehow he knows too much about her. Still, a small doubt lingers in her heart. Is he really her enemy, or something far more complicated? Meanwhile, elsewhere, Agostic finally wakes up after collapsing. Seoyun is scolding him, fuming that he risked his life again, all because of Stardust. And for the first time, she wonders, just how deep does his obsession really go? After 3 days in a coma, Agostic finally wakes up, and the first thing he sees, Seoyun bawling her eyes out and immediately hitting him. Truly the definition of love and violence in one package. Turns out she was terrified he wouldn't wake up. And honestly, Agostic's a little touched all those late-night gaming sessions and evil planning paid off. Emotional bonding unlocked. As soon as he's up, he checks the internet, because of course he does. And surprise, the world's obsessed with him. Articles everywhere. Agostic, the hero among villains. The irony's delicious. He just wanted revenge for an insult, and somehow the public turned him into a savior. Oh, and that crocodile guy, not dead. Apparently he survived the poison and got thrown into a supervillain prison called East Carcer, a fortress so secure that even oxygen needs an ID card. With the chaos over, Agostic takes a few lazy days off. But Seoyun starts acting different, more clingy, more soft. He doesn't hate it, though. During one chill day, he starts teaching Seoyun and Subin about Korea's Hero Society, and his lesson is grim. Heroes risk their lives, but still get blamed when things go wrong. The public doesn't trust them, the system's broken. And Stardust, she's practically carrying the whole country alone. Seoyun jokes that Agostic sounds like a dark hero, which, let's be real, isn't entirely wrong. But when she teases him about having a thing for Stardust, he panics so hard he changes the subject. Smooth. Totally not suspicious. He announces it's time for another terrorist attack to balance his public image, of course. But then Seoyun hits him with the most unexpected thing ever. After that, can we go on a trip? Agostic blinks, caught off guard. Sure? Instantly, she beams. You promised! And runs off to start packing. Somewhere deep down, he realizes, he may be a villain, but his life's starting to look suspiciously wholesome. You'd never guess that beneath an ordinary Seoul neighborhood lies the most over-engineered, evil lair in Korea ego-based, home of our ever-dramatic villain, Agostic. Thousands of fans online, top of the most charming criminals chart, and somehow still the guy arguing about what counts as good terrorism. Inside, the third large-scale terrorism conference is in session. Agostic's on the board like he's teaching a college course in chaos. Seoyun suggests they just kill random people. Agostic nearly chokes. No, we're villains with standards! Subin quietly nurses her tea, wondering how this became her life. Their goal? Stage something flashy enough to remind the public that Agostic is not a hero because apparently saving people is bad for a villain's image. And of course, he insists it must end with a hero dramatically saving the day. Who else but Stardust? Cue Seoyun pouting like a jealous partner. Why don't you just move in with her already? Agostic panics and blurts, You're my number 1! Smooth recovery, professor of villain studies. Finally, Subin drops the winning idea. They've done ships and trains next up, a plane, a perfect trilogy of public transportation disasters. Agostic lights up like a kid on Christmas. Genius, terrifying genius. Cut to the sky. Passengers headed to Jeju are relaxing until every screen flickers on. The ego show, now live. Agostic's cheerful voice booms through the speakers. Welcome to the biggest quiz show in the sky. Cue fake applause, real panic, and a very real bomb on board. Below, Stardust watches the live stream, sighs and mutters. What is he doing this time? Looks like class is in session again and the lesson is chaos at 25,000 feet. The rules, no talking, no cheating, oi. And if you make a sound, a wire on the bomb will be cut. Simple, right? The passengers are trembling, clutching their phones. Then the first question flashes on screen. How many people can ride on the lifeboat in Titanic? The timer ticks down, 3 minutes. Every second sounds like thunder, oh. The answer, 9 people. A pun, of course, because 9 sounds like lifeboat in his language. Half the crowd sighs in relief. The other half, silent as stone. And thus begins the Hell Quiz Show. A cruel fairy tale in the sky, crafted by a villain who laughs like a child but plays with lives like toys. Meanwhile, far below, heroes and civilians alike watch in horror. Some curse him, some can't look away. But Arendor, he just smiles. After all, it's only a game. And so, the quiz in the sky continues. High above the clouds, Arendor's twisted ego show goes on a cheerful voice, hosting a game where one wrong answer means instant doom. The hottest fruit in the world? Nectarine, because it's 1,000 degrees. He laughs. The passengers don't. Question after question, the humor grows darker. Bye, king. A country with no beef. It's absurd. It's cruel. And yet, he delivers it like a stand-up comedian on a flying stage. One by one, the contestants fail. By the 8th round, only 3 people remain. A little boy clutching his phone, a cool high school girl chewing gum, and a middle-aged man sweating like he's in a sauna. Meanwhile, far below, heroes scramble to find a way to stop this madness. Starloon, the nation's shining hero, arrives in Jeju Island through the shadows. Her ally, the night-walking hero Shadewalker, nearly collapses after teleporting her there in daylight. Their only hope, reach the plane before it's too late. But back in the sky, the nightmare reaches its final act. The high schooler slips up, one wire is cut. Then the middle-aged man speaks out of fear, another wire gone. Only one remains. Now, all eyes turn to him, the last contestant. Arendor's voice rings with childlike delight. One last question. What oil do children love the most? The timer ticks down. 3 minutes, 2, 1. The man types desperately, IU. The villain pauses. The answer was, May oil, because Children's Day is May 5th. He giggles. Oh well, game over. Then, boom! The plane roars, flames burst, and screams echo through the clouds. Arendor's show ends with thunder, a cruel fairy tale turned tragedy. The sky was on fire as the passenger jet spiraled down. People screamed, clutching their seats, while smoke poured from both wings. And yes, this was being broadcast live to the entire world. Inside a control room, the Hero Association was in chaos. Reporters were flooding the building, the president was panicking, and only one person stayed silent. Our nation's top hero, Celestine. She stared up at the falling plane, jaw clenched. Even with all her strength, how could she possibly stop something moving 1,000 kilometers an hour? Then her earpiece crackled. Hello, Celestine. Her breath hitched. That voice, it was Astrius, the world's most unpredictable villain. You're just going to watch them crash? He asked calmly. Oh, don't pretend to care, she snapped. You're the one who caused this. He only laughed. You can save them. I know you can. Fly up there, catch the plane, and be the hero they believe in, because that's who you are. And just like that, the line went dead. For a moment, Celestine froze. Was he mocking her? Manipulating her again? But the words stuck in her head. You can do it. Maybe he was crazy. Maybe she was crazier for believing him, but doing nothing wasn't an option. With a deep breath, she launched herself into the sky. Wind roared in her ears as she broke through the clouds, spotting the falling jet. Faster, faster, until she slammed her hands against the nose of the plane. Metal screamed, flames scattered, but the descent slowed, inch by inch. Second by second, she forced it down until the jet finally hit the ocean with a massive splash, sliding across the water instead of exploding. Silence. Then the sound of people crying, laughing, cheering. Through the shattered cockpit glass, they saw her, Celestine, trembling, drenched, but smiling. One passenger whispered the word that everyone felt. Hero. And across the world, news anchors shouted in every language, She did it! The hero stopped the crash! That day, a nation held its breath, and a villain somewhere in the dark smiled, knowing that his enemy had just proven why he admired her most. The world was buzzing. News anchors everywhere replayed the same moment to the impossible rescue. The hero Celestine had stopped a falling plane with her bare hands, saving every single passenger. Reporters praised her, experts doubted her, and yet there she was alive. But while the world celebrated, Celestine sat alone, staring at her trembling hands. Her strength had changed, grown beyond what she thought possible. How could that happen overnight? She thought back to that call the villain Astrius, the one who dropped the plane in the first place. His voice still echoed in her mind. You can do it. Stop the plane from falling. He said it like he truly believed her power was limitless, and somehow it worked. But why would he tell her to save the plane he was trying to destroy? Was it all part of some twisted plan? Or was there something else behind those words? As she sat there, the public was condemning Astrius, calling him a monster. Yet Celestine couldn't shake this strange feeling. He didn't want anyone to die. He caused chaos, yes, but always just short of catastrophe. It was as if every disaster he started was meant for her. He'd said it before. Without you, I'm just a common villain. You complete me. The words felt too personal, too sincere. Was it obsession? Admiration? A message? Whatever it was, Celestine couldn't ignore it anymore. If he was truly just a madman, his crimes would make no sense. But if there was a pattern, if there was meaning behind the madness... She stood up, determination in her eyes. Astrius, she whispered, whatever you're planning, I'll find out. Meanwhile, far away, Astrius sneezed mid-conversation. Weird, he muttered. Why do my ears tickle? Is someone talking about me? And somewhere in that quiet moment, both hero and villain unknowingly began walking the same path toward truth and toward each other. So, our delightfully chaotic villain Lucian decides it's time for a vacation with his crew, Mira and Hana, and they're off to Busan. Why? Because Hana has never seen the sea, and Lucian's idea of a getaway naturally involves a trunk full of guns and gadgets. Naturally, Hana protests. They can't take the KTX with all this gear, but Lucian just smirks and drives on. After a grueling 5-hour ride, they arrive at Hyundai Beach. Hana runs ahead like a child discovering magic. Lucian flops on a mat under a parasol, and Mira hands him a drink. The three soak in the calm, marveling at how peaceful it is after weeks of villainous chaos. It's a rare moment of normalcy. If your normal involves plotting disasters and dodging heroes, that is. Of course, Lucian can't fully relax. His mind drifts to all the havoc he's caused. 4 villains eliminated, 3 major shows, and let's not forget the infamous plane stunt. Hana thanks him quietly for saving her life and treating her well. Lucian flinches internally, because in comics, heartfelt moments like this usually mean betrayal or doom is around the corner. Tension, check. After a full day exploring Busan, they finally check into the luxurious 5-star Sangwon Hotel. Lucian grumbles about the English name. Of course, he'd nitpick that. Only 1 room is reserved, which immediately sparks a hilarious debate. Hana worries about saving money, Lucian protests, and Mira cheekily suggests all 3 of them should share the massive bed. Authority? Totally ignored. Comedy gold. As they settle in, Lucian tunes into the news. And surprise! Stardust and Frostvale, the icy heroine in charge of Busan, are still on 24-hour duty after all the hero chaos. Lucian sympathizes a little, thinking, someone's got to keep the city safe. Meanwhile, Hana grabs a drink from the minibar, completely ignoring the astronomical hotel prices. Classic Hana. Finally, lights off, everyone lies down together on the massive bed. Hana whispers about how much fun the day was. Mira drifts to sleep quickly, and Lucian finally lets himself relax. Or so he thinks. Cue the nighttime tension! Suddenly, chaos erupts. Heavy footsteps, bangs, screams, and loud shouting outside their room. FBI, open up! Someone is storming the hotel, Lucian groans. Because of course the calm night can't last. Hey starlings, buckle up, because this chapter is pure chaos with a villain twist. We're back with Lucian, Mira, and Hana, and they just went from luxury hotel vibes to full-on terrorist nightmare. It's late at night at the Sangwon Hotel, Busan's finest, until a group of masked terrorists burst in shouting, FBI, open up! Seriously, the world just loves to ruin Lucian's life. They take over floors, break doors, and gather hostages. Lucian wakes up groggy, spots the intruders, and with his telekinesis, knocks them out like it's a warm-up. Classic anti-hero entrance. Mira and Hana wake up to the chaos. Though Hana is barely fazed, she's basically desensitized to terrorism by now. Lucian quickly packs the essentials, handguns, his yellow mask, wireless comms, and preps the girls. He gives them a crash course in stay alive and pretend to be hostages. Talk about parenting under fire. The trio navigates the chaotic floors, dodging yelling terrorists and scared civilians, until they teleport down to the lobby. And the lobby? Complete disaster. Chairs barricade the entrances. Masked soldiers patrol, and at the center of it all sits the A-class villain, Monkey Spanner, pirate beard, cigar, and the energy of a villain boss straight out of an action movie. He announces a massive hostage situation to the cameras, demanding a ransom. But here's the twist. As Monkey Spanner yells, clapping breaks out among the hostages. Everyone's heads turn, shocked. And it's Lucian, casually clapping in the chaos like he's the star of the show. Talk about stealing the spotlight. Everyone stops, even Brass Tusk and his goons, blinking like, what the? Because who just shows up in a clown-like mask and claps at a hostage scene? Only someone with pure audacity and flair, that's who. Lyric doesn't even reveal her name. Nope. None of your business, she teases, with that sly, theatrical grin. Already she's completely outsmarting the villain in charisma alone. And then, boom, Brass Tusk jumps down to attack, thinking he's got the upper hand. But Lyric, poof, gone, teleported. Now she's sitting cross-legged on top of his chair tower, like she's had a full day of yoga. And just like that, she flips the tables, literally. The goons' guns float out of their hands, aim themselves at their owners, and in seconds, the chaos is over. Dozens of villains neutralized before anyone can even blink. Lyric just sits there, yawning like it's nap time, totally calm. Classic Lyric energy, terrifyingly powerful, but playful, dramatic, and teasing every single enemy in sight. So remember, friends, in Lyric Veil's world, even a clownish mask and a loud clap can completely change the tide of battle. Villains beware, this isn't just a fight, it's a performance, and Lyric is the star. The lobby explodes into screams and confusion. Marvin sits cross-legged, picks at his ear as if adjusting a costume, and makes it all look like a rehearsal. The original plan? Simple. Provoke the villainous Gideon tap dance with a flashy display of telekinesis, eliminate the henchman in one smooth motion, then vanish with his friends Soon and Subin. But oh, plans never survive reality. His telekinesis burns him out after that one epic display, leaving him frozen mid-chaos classic Marvin drama. Enter Plan B, bluffing. He pretends he's untouchable, a looming shadow of power, while buying time for the real heroes to arrive. And arrive they do, Astra, Nightshade, and Glacier, stepping in like an all-star squad, only to find the battlefield already cleared of the henchmen. Marvin's handiwork, a symphony of destruction executed with style and not a single bystander harmed. Now the heroes are confused. Who is this yellow-masked phantom sitting cross-legged above the carnage? Marvin spins a tale. He's Apple Mango, a secret S-class hero, a ridiculous name, yes, but brilliant for deception. The heroes hesitate, unsure whether they're looking at a hero or a villain, giving Marvin just enough time to regain his strength and prepare for the next move. The genius here? Bluff, theatrics, and psychological warfare. Even in his weakened state, Marvin commands attention, controls the battlefield, and keeps everyone guessing. A masterclass in crisis management, and all while sitting cross-legged on a chair tower, mask gleaming, and uttering the most absurdly heroic lie in history. So remember, dear viewers, sometimes survival isn't about raw power, it's about wit, timing, and a ridiculously good sense of showmanship. Marvin, he leans into the act, trash-talking, over-the-top arrogance, throwing in random TMI about the association president, all to confuse and stall the heroes. North Sea Ice Girl doubts him. Stardust and Shadow Walker are cautiously assessing. And Marvin? He's laughing like a madman, then lowers his voice, feigning a villainous threat, sending shivers down their spines, before flipping it all into a joke. Classic Marvin theatrics. And just when the tension peaks, he's ready. Strength returning, plan executed. Teleport behind his friends, grab Seo Yoon and Subin, and vanish. In moments, they're gone, leaving the heroes bewildered and the hotel chaos intact but under control. Marvin's last move, ensuring the S-class hero persona Apple Mango sticks in their minds, buying them precious time. Marvin Vale walks away exhausted but victorious, proving once again that brains, theatrics, and a little chaos can beat raw power any day. Today's spotlight, none other than the self-proclaimed S-class hero, Apple Mango. Yes, that's right, Apple Mango, the masked figure who's been breaking the internet ever since the Busan Hotel incident. First, he neutralized the terrorists faster than anyone else. Then, when 3 A-class heroes arrived, he casually told them to use honorifics. Seriously. He even claimed he'd hung out with the association president at a sauna. Totally random, totally bizarre, totally Apple Mango. But the internet didn't just stop at his antics. People started digging, and guess what they found? Evidence pointing straight to his villain persona. Agnostic. Telekinesis? Check. Teleportation? Check. Same body shape and voice? Check. The netizens went wild. Apple Mango is agnostic became the trending topic overnight. And it doesn't stop there. His knowledge about the association president's name change? Purely uncanny. How does he even know that? Conspiracy theories are flying. Was Agnostic an S-class hero in the past? Did he have a falling out with the association? Nobody knows, but people are hooked. Finally, his powers. Up until now, experts thought his abilities were weak. But he just held dozens of guns in the air with telekinesis and teleported across Busan like it was nothing. The man's hiding strength and the country is taking notice. In short, Apple Mango, aka Agostic, is the talk of the town. A hero, a villain, nobody's entirely sure, and that's exactly why everyone's obsessed. Shinharu's suspicions about Agostic, they didn't start yesterday. Ever since the plane attack, she's been questioning him. That phone call, he trusted her to stop the plane. What kind of villain would say that to a hero? She couldn't call him a villain, not fully. Stardust investigated him thoroughly. 3 attacks, 0 casualties. A ship, a train, an airplane, all under Agostic's involvement. Coincidence? Maybe. But Shinharu started noticing a pattern. Agostic's actions weren't random. Explosive inspections improved, cybersecurity strengthened, villain activity dropped, and Stardust herself. She became stronger from intervening in his crises. It all pointed to something unusual. Agostic might be a villain, but his moves had a strange purpose. Removing dangerous villains, preventing casualties, seemingly pushing heroes to grow stronger. Shinharu even accessed high-security files. She learned about S-class villains Agostic neutralized, those with the potential for catastrophic destruction all handled efficiently. Yet Agostic operated outside the usual hero framework, staying in the shadows while still influencing outcomes. So what was he really? A villain? A hero? An anti-hero? His Apple Mango persona, combined with his ambiguous actions, only deepened the mystery. Shinharu's intuition told her one thing. Agostic isn't simply a villain. He's complicated, a wild card, and the next time he strikes, she's determined to figure him out. Meanwhile, Agostic's infamous nickname went gone. Apple Mango. Why that? Shinharu couldn't help but wonder if there was a deeper meaning behind it. In short, Agostic is no ordinary villain, and the line between hero and villain is blurrier than ever. Deep underground in Seoul, Agostic convenes a private meeting. This Apple Mango thing, it was all necessary, he says, explaining his plans to Seiyun and Subin. He's serious. His identity as a villain is becoming blurred even to himself. With Stardust growing stronger and the world's balance shifting, he realizes, sometimes the best move is to hide. I'll lie low for now. People will forget me, he declares. Seiyun and Subin are stunned, but Agostic has a plan. While he stays out of the public eye, he can still prepare for the future, observing, planning, and ensuring Stardust walks a flower road. Agostic reflects on past actions. Most early villains have been dealt with, terrorist attacks have been minimized, and Stardust has become more powerful. For now, he can relax, but only briefly. His true goal emerges: prevent potential villains from turning dangerous, recruit them, and create a massive organization, a union of future villains. He even names it Ego Squad. And yet, even while hiding, Agostic allows himself small pleasures. Logging onto the Stardust Union fan cafe, he admires Stardust's heroic moments, participates in fan contests, and heals from the stress of his actions. Meanwhile, Shinharu grows restless. Agostic has been quiet for 3 months since the hotel incident, unlike his usual pattern. She can't help but feel uneasy. Where is he? For now, Agostic is hidden, planning, observing, and taking care of himself. But the world waits, and when the next big incident comes, his influence will surely be felt. 3 months of silence. Agostic, the infamous Apple Mango, has gone completely off the grid. Fans are losing their minds. On forums and fan cafes, they post desperate messages, grind their nails, and even joke about extreme measures just to get a glimpse of him. "Where's Mango Stick? Come back!" they cry. Meanwhile, Shinharu watches from the sidelines, uneasy. Agostic's disappearance is unusual. No incidents, no chaos, just quiet. A calm that feels ominous. Even as she goes about her daily life college, studying at cafes, handling minor villains, she can't shake the feeling that something big is brewing. Could he really just be taking a break? Or is this another layer of his plan? Back at Agostic's underground base, he's anything but idle. Watching Stardust in action, snacking on popcorn, enjoying her fights against minor villains like Rock Bottom, he basks in the thrill of the spectacle. Watching fights is the most fun thing to do, he mutters, eyes glued to the screen. Even So-eun joins him, slightly amused, slightly exasperated. But Agostic isn't just resting, he's observing, waiting, calculating, the calm before the next storm. 3 months of peace, but the world isn't safe forever. Stardust's strength has grown. Minor villains are being handled. And Agostic, he's readying himself for when it's time to act again. And now, with his minions and plans, it's almost time to re-emerge. Agostic's plan takes a darker turn. This time, it's not about chaos or destruction, it's about recruitment. The target? A high school girl with extraordinary healing abilities, Lee Ha-yul. Once a victim of the orphanage system, now a potential villain whose powers make her a dangerous asset. Agostic observes her life from the shadows. She survives by pickpocketing, caring for her younger brother, and keeping a low profile. Her mistrust of humanity runs deep, and that's exactly why Agostic's plan works. Through a carefully calculated suspension bridge effect, he allows her to steal his wallet repeatedly, slowly building a strange connection. Each time the money inside increases, each encounter designed to intrigue her, to make her notice him. The ultimate goal? To become her guardian, to earn her trust and fold her into the Agostic villain alliance, a first step toward controlling the villains of the future. Perfectly executed, his plan unfolds while he watches from his underground base, laughing at the brilliance of it. But just as everything seems in motion, an unexpected alert arrives. A gang has appeared, threatening her safety. Agostic's next move is about to begin. This chapter is all about rescue. The stakes are high. Lee Ha-yul and her younger brother are cornered by a ruthless gang, tied up and threatened with death. Agostic realizes he miscalculated the timing of his plan. Ex-Saint's descent into villainy is about to happen sooner than expected, and he has to act fast. Dashing out with his cape, mask, and guns, Agostic storms into the scene. Chaos erupts, bullets fly, lights flicker, and the gang scrambles in panic. In a tense, darkened room, Agostic demonstrates his lethal efficiency, taking down the intruders one by one while protecting the siblings. Finally, the house falls silent. Bloodied but in control, Agostic stands victorious. But the tension is broken unexpectedly. The younger brother blurts out, "Mango stick!" In the middle of the bloody aftermath, Agostic freezes, caught off guard by the innocence and timing of the boy's words. Agostic's plan moves forward, but now the lying begins. After rescuing Lee Ha-yul and her brother, he brings them to his underground basement, a high-tech hideout they've never seen before. The siblings are cautious and suspicious, especially Lee Ha-yul, but Agostic navigates their distrust carefully. With the help of Seo-un and Subin, the kids are cleaned up, given fresh clothes, and guided around. Agostic lies to gain their trust, fabricating a story about a deceased brother to relate to Lee Ha-yul's situation, while subtly promising safety, schooling, and a home. By the next morning, the siblings are introduced to his 3-story mansion, complete with fully equipped rooms and luxuries they've never imagined. Lee Ha-yul is still wary, but her younger brother's admiration for Agostic as the infamous mango stick accelerates their acceptance. Agostic now has the perfect setup to recruit Lee Ha-yul, keeping her close, observing her, and subtly laying the foundation for future manipulation.